everyone, today I'll be showcasing my start to finish from my project that I made in 3 weeks in my first year of game design school. So we were given the option to make anything we wanted. So I created this game called Momentum. The download is in the description, but today I'll be showcasing my whole process from start to finish and how I got to this point. This is the final product. I know it looks pretty rough, but this is the style I'm going for. I wanted to have like a really simple style, so I just could focus on the movement. Um, so currently in the finished project, you have a couple of features like level select settings that you can change, so customizable. Um, Also, your high scores. Each level has its own high score that saves. So all the fundamentals are in the game. Um, so yeah, this one the prototype, and you know, yeah, that's what I created. So if I just go through levels really quick, each level is unique. Each level has its own high score, as I said. And the controls are pretty simple. You can just run. There is no like difference between walking or sprinting. Um, you can shift, crouch, and you just crouch and you become smaller. You can jump, of course. You can wall run. Oh, if you if you're running, so if you see the speed lines, it means you're running. Then you will have no speed to slide. So what a slide does is, if I show it here off here, if you crouch, basically when you sneak, when you have enough speed, you do a slide maneuver. While sliding, you gain more speed, basically. I'll do an example right here real quick. If I slide here, and then if I jump while sliding, I do a slide jump where it makes me jump a little higher. Oh, I didn't make it. But this is the final product that I created in 3 weeks. Um, so now we'll be going to my first prototypes. I'll be showing you off some first fundamentals of the game. So yeah, see you there. Alright, here we are again. This is an early prototype. The movement, as you can see, is, I mean, you can't really see, but I feel it is a little bit different, so a lot slower than it is than in the game now. Like I'm holding down. In this version, you also have a sprint, so there was a difference between sprinting. The reason why I took away the sprint in the game was one playtesting. I saw that people didn't really use um, I mean, didn't really use the walking. Like everyone was sprinting 24/7. So as you can see, it looks already kind of like it is today, but the movement is completely different. It feels completely different as well. The wall running is still the same that it is now, but the movement feels completely different. The sprinting is gone. There wasn't any sliding mechanic. There was no slide jumps. I mean, the art was already like kind of, you know, the style I wanted to go for. The menu was there as well, fast. I mean, the level set wasn't there, settings wasn't there, save system wasn't there. I mean, high scores were there. Yeah, the thing I didn't like about this movement system was it felt really floaty and just slow, you know. So I didn't have a lot of visual feedback. I'm not sure if I have any levels in this prototype. No, I don't. Okay. Doesn't look like I have any levels in here. So yeah, this was the first prototype. You can see how floaty I am. Um, there's really not much to it. It was just my starting blocks. This is what I showed to my teachers as my you know, proof of concept. Just to show like, oh, I want to make like a movement-based game um, where I build upon. So in the next clip, you'll see the next prototype I made. So yeah, let's go to there first. All right, welcome to the second prototype. This is the second prototype that I made. Um, I have made a lot more prototypes than this. Um, then four. I'm just gonna be showing four prototypes, but I made a lot more than that in the whole process. But I'm just gonna show you the main ones. Um, this one doesn't look different or doesn't. It still has the same level. Doesn't have any levels or settings. It's just so completely the same. But in this prototype, I was playing with different movement mechanics and movement systems, like the sliding. I think the sliding is in this. First, let's try it out real quick. Um, I went through a lot of iterations with my movement system. It didn't feel right a lot, so I had to redo it every time. So a lot of time went in that because you know getting it right was really important because it was basically the fundamental of my game. Was just moving around, and if that didn't feel right, then you know, it wouldn't be a good game. Um, yeah, so it doesn't look there isn't that many differences in right now in this prototype. I don't fully recall what I changed in this prototype, but I guess there were just some minor changes to my movement system. So yeah, but the bigger oh yeah, that's what I added. As you can see, if I slide and then jump, I jump a lot higher. I was playing with the sliding and I forgot that I didn't change my speed. So I'm sliding right now, but I didn't change my speed when sliding. So that's what I was working on. Uh, Actually, let's try it again and see. Yeah, okay. So in the next prototype, you'll see sliding and some different visual changes. So let's just go to that first. All right, here we are again in the final prototype. No, not the final prototype. The one of the final prototypes where I started experimenting with the art style I'm going for. So the outlines. I also added these hands, as you can see. I modeled them in Blender. I'd animate them with different animations. So as like walking has a different animation. Sliding has a different animation. Falling has a different animation. Wall running has a different animation. Um, all that. So in this prototype, I think there are sliding has been implemented. So as you can see, the hand. I'm not sure if you feel the same, but I feel like the hands are adding a lot to the game. As you can see, what you're doing now. So yeah, the sliding is added. The wall climbing is also added. Because what my aspect was on developing this game was I wanted to give the player as much freedom as they wanted, right? I didn't want to limit them to not be able to walk or to climb up walls. I give them the freedom they want, but if they want to walk up walls like this, they just lose a lot of time, right? So my high score is like 9.8 seconds on this, so I lost a lot of time just doing that. But I still wanted to give the player the capability of doing whatever they wanted. Um, this also makes a lot of possibilities on different ways you can run or find the best speedrun mechanic or the best speedrun path. Like on the first level, level one, no, the tutorial level, um, we went like me and my friends played this level a lot, and we didn't like we kept finding different ways to go faster through the level, which was pretty fun. Um, as you can also see, if you slide now and you jump, you do a slide jump, you just jump a lot higher. What else is there to show off in this prototype? I mean, if you fall, I think it's in this one already, then you automatically restart. Yeah, like that. It used to not be a thing. Also, if you fall and you fall for a couple seconds, your hands start shaking like that. You're resembling that you're falling. Um, I didn't want that to happen every time you were in the air, so I made like a cooldown on it, so it didn't like happen every time you jumped somewhere, which was pretty annoying. Um, so yeah, there are a couple of visual changes still. There's a different skybox than I have in my final project. The lighting is a little bit different. I experimented with like a blue underground, which I mean it's pretty good, but I didn't end up using it. And the red blocks didn't really match the style, so it was like a mismatch of three different styles in one project, which was a little bit of like a lot cluttered. So I decided to make everything a little more uniform. So yeah, so let's just go back to my final project and we can talk about that. Alright, here we are again in the start of my final build. I added a tutorial screen or tutorial level to help people get used to the game. So I also added on the top left a indication on what level you are. Some people were, if they had the highest score, they want to screenshot it. They want to know like, oh, what level is the screenshot taken on? Um, I try to add a smooth transition between levels selection because it just it makes it feel a lot more fluid and a lot more polished, in my opinion. Um, as you can see, the red blocks that were before, like with the cross on, it was also changed to a little like cartoon style. Um, if you jump against one of these walls, you bounce back. So they don't really have any like, they don't really kill you, but they just bounce you back. So you, you don't die, but you just have to restart. I also created one of my own skybox. There are some artifacts in the skybox like this line over here, which I don't really know how to fix. Um, I also made an indication to the finish with a beam, so the player also always knows where the finish is, which was sometimes a little bit unclear. Oh no, I just jumped out against that. I did some level design changes, changed some blocks, how far they were. 'Cause sometimes will just jump and you'll jump too far. Um, these blocks were a little like weird, but I just made them normal blocks. And some other general level design and polishing I had to do. Um, it might not look much what I did in 3 weeks, and I admit, I could have worked more, and you know, I could have done a lot more. But one of the 3 weeks we had to work, I spent on other projects with school because this wasn't the only project we were working on. So I had to make some compromises and you know divide the work a little bit. Um, but getting like all of this like smooth was a big challenge for me. Like the movement system, just to get it like it's not hard to make a movement system where you can just move, but making it feel nice and all these different states. And like almost because I'm not the best in modeling. I'm better in programming, so I had to learn how to model and how to animate, how to rig my hands. Because currently they're just hands, but they're like complete arms that move. So I had to animate all my hands to all the animations like this one, walking, falling animation, which was, went through a lot of different iterations too. Because my first animations were really bad and my first hand models were just looking very, very unpolished and very bad. Um, so, I did learn a lot from this project to my upcoming projects. If you have seen my other videos on my channel, I only have 2 other videos, but I will be continuing my devlogs on my one game. Um, Neither that I will be having more time in the near future, so I will be polishing that game up more, focusing also on art. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching my progress from start to finish on this game. I had a lot of fun personally, and I want to do something. I want to go further, not with this project, but with different projects. I would want to make a movement-based game like this, but in differently, um, like a game like Mirror's Edge, for example, more polished and stuff. So this was a really good starting point that sparked my interests in movement-based games and you know making movement feel right and feel good to the player. So yeah, I mean, if you have any feedback on this game or if you play tested, let me know your highest score on the levels and let me know what you think about it. So thank you for watching this video. But make sure to check out my other videos if you want to. You're not forced to. But yeah, that would be very appreciated. And thanks for watching. Bye.